What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another video. It's the Big Chill. You know what we doing. Today, talking to y'all about something a little bit different. Not different, but not Kingdom Hearts. Excuse me. I'm gonna be chatting today. This is most of my videos are me chatting, but I'm gonna really be chatting in this video. Today, I really want to talk about the state of the Marvel Universe. Now, I've watched a lot of people. I've watched quite a few people talk about their opinions on the state of the Marvel Universe, and I've been wanting to say something for a while, but I didn't think I had the means to, and I still don't think I really have the means to get out what I'm trying to say and have people tuning into it. But we're gonna do it today. I'm gonna talk a little bit today. Try not to keep it too long-winded or annoying, boring, whatever you want to call it. So we're just gonna get straight to it. The Marvel Universe, this is my problem with the Marvel Universe right now. Phases 1 through 3, the storyline and the characters, Cap and Iron Man, you had two faces of the Marvel Universe. It was easy to tell, okay, this story is essentially about Cap and Iron Man. Everybody else is important, don't get me wrong. But end game, it's Cap and Iron Man. You feel what I'm saying? When we get to the end, it's about Cap and Iron Man. So it was easy to kind of understand the trajectory that the story and that the universe was trying to take. Who's important? Who are our key players? Who is our main villain? Do we take them seriously? What's the storyline? How do these movies connect with one another? It was, even though when you go back and watch them, every movie's not really super connected. They're still very different movies, but the story, they all feel like they're building to something. They all have these connections to the Infinity Saga. They all have these, all these Infinity War, Infinity Stone connections going on in them. So you understand, okay, this movie, Civil War, may not have anything to do with the Infinity War or the Infinity Stones, but this is separating our characters. This is really moving the universe in a different direction than what it was before. Things will never be the same again, right? You watch Civil War, it's never the same afterwards. They don't really become a real group again until Endgame, and even then, it's a hodgepodge. They're not really united until the end. You know what I'm saying? And we get to Endgame. Everything concludes in extremely satisfying. What's the word for it? I'm blanking, but in an extremely satisfying fashion. Extremely satisfying fashion, right? Everybody's like, oh man, Marvel's taking off from here, bro. Like, they gotta go crazy after this. And I knew things would slow down, so we start with Far From Home and things like that. And I'm like, hey, this is cool. I'm not mad at this. Shang-Chi, GOAT. That's GOAT talk. That ain't really GOAT talk, but it's great. It's a really good movie. I do want to say that is a great movie that is underrated like a motherfucker. Like a motherfucker, bro. Niggas are not talking about Shang-Chi enough. And this is where we're gonna get into the problems with Marvel now. Where is Shang-Chi? What is he doing? Like, real talk, where is he at? He has the coolest ability in Marvel right now. Whose power is cooler than that? Then he can essentially do anything with the rings. Glide on them, walk on them, whip them, tighten them, all type of shit. Throw them, motherfucking shoot them out, punch them, all put them on one hand, throw a hard. Come on, man. We haven't even seen anything that these shits can really do yet. Where's Shang-Chi? We have no clue. After Shang-Chi, we see Spider-Man, we see the Eternals. Where the fuck are the Eternals? To this day. And this is how we're really gonna get into the problems with Marvel right now. Number one, the lack of cohesion. I've seen some people say they don't really care whether the movies feel tied together or not. I do, and they don't have to all be they don't all have to be tied in together. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying every single movie needs to connect directly to the movie after that. But what I am saying is I need to feel like there's a reason I'm watching this motherfucking movie. You know what I'm saying? Of course I want to watch it just to watch a good movie. I love films. But you watch Eternals, which is decent. I like Eternals more than most people. It's not as bad as people say. But you watch it and some of the craziest shit in all the Marvel Universe happens in that movie. And ever since Eternals, not a single person has brought up the giant head and hand sticking out of the planet Earth. I've been waiting. Every movie I go to, I'm like, okay, somebody gotta bring up how there's a head and a hand sticking out the planet. Somebody gotta bring up how a nigga bigger than Earth showed up in the sky and grabbed some niggas out the... Nobody's talking about that? Why aren't we talking about that? We don't care? Nigga, everybody saw that shit. He was bigger than the fucking planet. Everybody saw that. You're not telling me no one saw that shit. You're not telling me only the people outside that day saw. He was literally bigger than Earth. Somebody filmed it. Even if niggas were, oh, well, only the people outside, only the people outside saw it. How? Niggas got phones. Somebody, I know damn well if a nigga bigger than Earth showed up, the first thing I'm doing is pulling my phone out and recording that bitch. Because what the fuck is happening? What the fuck is going on? Actually, I might be running, honestly. But honestly, I probably won't be running because where the fuck I'm going to run to? Bigger than the fucking planet. But that's my point. Where's the cohesion? It's like none of this goes together. All this multiverse shit, which I don't have a problem with the multiverse shit. A lot of people are like, oh, I'm tired of multiverse. We literally just started getting into multiverse. Yeah, a lot of movies are doing it right now, but like it just got popular. Once we get out of this multiverse phase, I need y'all to understand that we're not getting multiverse movies for like the next 10-15 years. So enjoy it while we're here. You feel what I'm saying? Because once this multiverse shit is done, I'm telling you, we will not be getting the next multiverse crossover movies for a long fucking time. They're going to put that shit to rest for a minute. They're going to put that shit to rest for a minute. So enjoy this shit while you got it, nigga. Please. I need everybody to enjoy while we got it. I don't care about them hurrying and ending the multiverse saga. Or it's too convoluted. Just clean the shit up. Make it more cohesive. When I watch Loki... And I see the TVA and the time variance, and they're trying to stop the variance and things of that nature. And then I go and watch something like No Way Home, and I see all the different versions of Spider-Man, right? Goated fucking movie. I fucking love No Way Home. Niggas sleep on that shit too much. That shit is goated. And you see the multiverse happenings in that movie. How does that work with Loki? Right? How does the multiverse in Loki and the multiverse in No Way Home coincide with one another? I believe there's another Doctor Strange. How does the multiverse in Doctor Strange coincide with No Way Home and with Loki? What does Shang-Chi have to do with that? What do the Eternals have to do with that? Why has it been, 2 or 3 years since Shang-Chi came out? And we have yet to see another appearance of him. And part of the cohesion problem is that we don't know what any of these characters are doing. You watch Shang-Chi, you see him go on this grand adventure. It's fucking epic, it's badass. You get to the end, it's a great movie. Where is he? Now we're watching all these other movies. We're introducing all these other TV shows, which are really clogging up the cohesion. I mean, god damn. That's another issue I'm going to get to later. But with Shang-Chi, where is he? You see that. We're seeing all these other characters, but we have no idea how the whole universe itself actually is coming together, right? Let me get a little more centered. We have no idea how the universe is actually coming together as a whole, right? Where are all of these characters at the same time? Where is Shang-Chi while the Eternals is happening? Where is Shang-Chi during Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness? Okay, he's in Cali, he's in San Fran, understandable. Where is Ant-Man? Quantumania. That's another one I forgot about. That weak ass movie. How does that work with Doctor Strange, with Loki, with Spider-Man? How do all of these even work? They're all multiverse movies. And I guess you could say Quantumania is a quantum realm, but it deals with multiverse shit. It's Kang. How do they all work together? They actually contradict one another. There is no and to get deeper into this whole cohesion thing, I'm a little all over the place, but I told y'all this is a rant video. To really get deeper into it, it feels as if we're in the middle of the multiverse saga, right? But we still are being teased about the multiverse. Every movie is showing us the multiverse, right? They're all doing multiverse shit, but it feels like it's still all a teaser. Like, oh, we're gonna show you some multiverse. Isn't this cool? Hey, cameo. Oh, epic multiverse, dimensional travel. Okay, that's it. Done. Movie's over. Okay, it's back to normal. How does the multiverse even work? Are these all timelines, or does each universe have its own infinite number of timelines and an infinite number of universes? How does this all come together? You feel what I'm saying? We gotta really I feel like we're still being teased with the multiverse, even though we're in the middle of the multiverse saga. Sit us down and break the shit down. Have a movie start and just break down how the fucking multiverse works. Okay, when you go through the multiverse, it's like this, and this. This means this means that means that. And when we go to this universe, just explain that shit. Because if we can get a firm grasp on how the multiverse works, the plot will be far more interesting, because then we can start to predict. Then we can start to understand what we're watching. We can watch multiverse shit happen and go, oh, it might come together like this, because if you look at the rules of the multiverse, this, and this means this happens. You feel what I'm saying? If we actually establish a baseline for which we can work off of, it'll actually make these stories far more interesting that are dealing with the multiverse. And we'll be able to understand the weight of the multiverse far better, because the multiverse, it's a hard concept for the human brain to fathom. I don't think it's unfathomable, but it's not the easiest concept if you don't explain it, if you don't give rules and understanding as to what's happening. Don't wait till the last fucking movie, Avengers, to start explaining how the multiverse works. Well, then what was the point of all the previous multiverse movies? We could have just saved the multiverse for Avengers. You feel what I'm saying? Why am I watching all these teasers of the Marvels is going to have more multiverse shit in it? But I bet you by the time the Marvels is done, I'm still going to have no fucking idea how that movie makes sense in the same universe as Eternals, Shang-Chi, Loki. How do all these fit together? Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. And another problem with this multiverse shit is the multiverse is such a massive thing, but we're treating it like your Saturday morning cartoon. Oh, another rift in the multiverse. Let's just fix it up, and that's the end of the movie. Like, I think when you're doing something that involves universes and the plot is to this level, to this scale, we need to let these movies all forward the story. The end of the Marvels, some crazy shit should happen to get me excited for whatever movie is next. Not the Marvels, but whatever movie is coming out after that deals with the multiverse. Break the multiverse in some type of way. Don't have the multiverse breaking during the movie and then by the end we just patched it back up again. How many times are we going to break the multiverse and then patch it by the end of the movie? Why the fuck is this shit breaking every 2 seconds, and why the fuck is it so easy to patch? I'm a bit all over the place because I don't even know if I finished my whole cohesion thing, but like I said, we're not seeing these characters enough. We have all these movies slated. We have all these movies scheduled. We have no Shang-Chi 2. We have no second appearance of Shang-Chi. We have no appearance of Doctor Strange. Where the fuck is he at? We have no appearance of Spider-Man. What the fuck is he doing? We don't have any appearances of Cap. We don't have any appearances of Winter Soldier. I know Cap's movie is coming out, but still, where are these characters? Where the fuck are the Avengers? Who are the Avengers? Do they exist? What's happening? That's the problem that we're really facing right now. Is I feel like Marvel and Kevin Feige, and this is not to disrespect anyone, this is not to get myself out of Hollywood or anything like that, but I think they're just a little bit lost in the sauce. I think they just haven't. It's been like every movie feels like another patch job, like another, okay, course correction. Like, a lot of shit is going on with Kang, a lot of shit going on with Jonathan Majors. I understand that, but with the whole multiverse storyline, I still feel like there's a lot left to be desired. Whereas with the Infinity Stones, it was understandable. There's 6 stones. They do different shit. Don't let Thanos get them. Some movies we would see a villain have a stone, so we would kind of see what the power of the stone is. Defeat them, kind of like get rid of the stone or hide it or whatever, move on, cool. And then we knew at the end, all right, Thanos is gonna go in and snatch up all the stones. Gotcha. What is and okay, we're gonna move on to the next point. So I think I got my cohesion across. We're not seeing these characters enough. The fact that there's no Shang-Chi 2, there's no crossover movies planned, there's no Avengers for such a long time that we have no idea what's actually going on in the wider world. We have no sense of connection between any of these characters. It doesn't even seem like they're in the same universe. I think I got all that across. Next up is the storyline. And I kind of already have been getting into that, but the rules of the multiverse and the overall storyline, which even with the previous saga, we didn't know the overall storyline really until Infinity War, but we had a concept that it had to do with the Infinity Stones, right? Basic shit, so you can just flesh it out from there. The multiverse is different though. The multiverse, you got to give us more explanation about how it works. You got to show us, okay, these are the rules of the multiverse and this is how we're going to be going about it. You got to show us where these characters are going. Where is Doctor Strange? That ending does not get me hype because I have no fucking idea what they're trying to tease. I looked up the character. I'm like, okay, she's some character, Dormammu's daughter or some shit. What the fuck does that mean? It kind of looked like they were going into Dormammu's dimension. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, I see what they're going for. It's like they're trying to hype things up without actually thinking about how the fuck is this even hype. If I don't understand at all what's going on, how am I going to be hyped? If I can't theorize about a story, how am I going to be hyped? You can't theorize if you don't understand anything. You can't theorize if you don't know how anything works. There's no way for you to theorize. There's nothing for you to theorize about other than totally made up shit. I just have to 100% make this shit up. That's not really a theory. That's just me making up the story. You feel what I'm saying? And with Kang, this is to get into the storyline and shit. What the fuck is his plan? Maybe I'm missing something. I could be missing something. You know what I'm saying? I am in the middle of watching Loki right now. We got one more episode till the end of the season. But what the fuck is his plan? You got He Who Remains. They killed him. He was trying to protect the sacred timeline and all that shit, so that he doesn't want to conquer everything. But we saw the Council of Kang or whatever the fuck. Why are they all in a council? And what are they even trying to do? Because if they all have a council, don't they kind of already rule all the timelines? Or are they trying to fight each other? Or are they trying to work together to rule the time? Like, you feel what I'm saying? What is Kang's actual goal? He wants to be the conqueror, but the conqueror of what? all the multiverse, all the timelines. But if there's a whole council of Kangs, shouldn't he already be that? If they have a whole interdimensional or whatever the fuck that shit is council, do they not already have they not already conquered everything? He who remains had already conquered everything. He was literally the last being in existence. He was essentially what you conceptualize God as. The beginning point and the end point simultaneously. So if he's dead and he has this whole plan about how he's going to get himself back into power, I'm assuming it's kind of what we're seeing with Loki, then what is his actual goal? If he conquers all of time, what's the purpose of doing that? For what? And not only that, sure, you could say, well, they're going to save that for the Avengers. Okay, I can get with that. Potentially. But we still, like I said, have no idea how the multiverse itself even works. We don't know the difference between the multiverse and the timelines. Is that the same shit or not? You feel what I'm saying? And if it is, why isn't the TVA showing up in No Way Home? Why isn't the TVA after Doctor Strange? Why isn't the TVA messing with the Marvels? Why isn't the you feel what I'm saying? Why weren't they looking at Ant-Man and shit? Why didn't they know that Kang was in the fucking quantum realm? They didn't keep tabs on none of that shit? Or is there a difference between the timelines and the universes? Which I can understand that. Just explain it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying I can't fathom the concept that the timelines exist. There's multiple timelines in a single universe, and there's multiple universes that all have their own infinite timelines. I can get that. But that has not been stated. That's my point. No one has actually told us that that is the case. So I don't understand how it works. I don't really even know what I'm watching. I don't know what I'm watching because I don't understand what I'm watching. How does this connect to anything else? How is Loki gonna cross back over into the Avengers or whatever the fuck's gonna happen and it make any fucking sense? Because the TVA has yet to show up in any movies. What the fuck is happening? That's what I'm trying to say is, with the storyline, it doesn't make any sense. Simple as that. It actually doesn't make any sense. Like I said, what is Kang's goal? What the fuck is he even trying to conquer? If he is trying to conquer shit, why is there a council of them and why aren't they all just in there killing themselves? And like I said, there's no cohesion. The characters have yet to cross over to meet one another to even establish where their place is in the wider universe to actually make any of it even make sense. Once again, I'm gonna continuously bring up Shang-Chi. Where the fuck is he at? Where the fuck is Shang-Chi? Why isn't he involved in shit else? Is he doing more superhero shit? Show me. Where is Shang-Chi 2? Why are we getting Thunderbolts and not Shang-Chi 2? I don't give a flying fuck about Thunderbolts, dog. It could be a great movie, don't get me wrong. That movie could be the greatest Marvel movie of all time. It probably won't be, but it could be. But when we're in the multiverse saga and we have the shit going on that's going on, I don't care about the Thunderbolts. I don't. Because I know they're not going to have any relevance going into Avengers. What the fuck are the Thunderbolts going to do in Avengers Kang Dynasty? What are they going to do in Avengers Secret Wars? Not a goddamn thing. Not a motherfucking thing. So I don't care to see them in a movie. I do like a lot of the more grounded Marvel stuff. But when we're doing multiverse, we still have no idea how multiverse works. We still have no idea what the fuck the storyline even is. I don't care about the Thunderbolts, and I honestly just don't even care about that cast of characters, like that ensemble of characters. I like them all as side characters. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I like those characters, but I like them in the role that they've been in. I don't really want to see a whole movie about a team of side characters. It's gonna feel like a side ass movie. Nobody on the team is cool other than like Winter Soldier. And I like the other characters. But like, I don't want to see a whole fucking movie where they're the main characters. I just don't. Even in Black Widow, I didn't like that movie. I liked some of those side characters, but like, they worked as side characters. That was the reason they were good. I don't even know if I have another point for this. I touched on the multiverse being dumb, not making any sense. TVA and shit. I don't even know what Kang is doing. I don't even know what the point of the multiverse shit is. What the fuck is Doctor Strange even doing? Like, they're trying to hype up this whole, like, Doctor Strange might be. Let's talk about the faces of Marvel. So I feel like what they're trying to do is they're trying to give Doctor Strange this very important role in the story. And I feel like they're almost trying to frame it like everything that's about to happen is going to be Doctor Strange's fault, even though shit ain't happened yet. Shit ain't even went wrong yet. So I don't know what they're talking about is about to happen, because they're trying to hype it up like shit's going to go wrong, but shit ain't went wrong yet. Every time something go wrong, by the end of the movie, they fix it. So nothing actually went wrong. I guess you could say shit went wrong at the end of Doctor Strange, but like I said, we don't understand how that works at all. He has the eyeball, okay? So he might be corrupted or something. But we still have no idea what's going to happen next. I still have no concept of what they're even trying to tease. We have no follow-up. We have no, like, okay, this happened at the end of Doctor Strange, and we already have this announced where you know Doctor Strange is going to show up again. See, now I'm hyped because I'm thinking, damn, if it ended like that, but he's supposed to show up in this later, what the fuck's going to happen? None of these characters are crossing over until Avengers. None. That we know of and have important roles. There's been teases of Shang-Chi showing up in something, but I think it's going to just be kind of like a cameo appearance. We don't have like, okay, Doctor Strange is going to be in this later, so we know, oh fuck, the movie ended like that. What the fuck is going to happen in that next movie? The next movie is Avengers. And I know in Avengers, a lot of the characters I want to see, probably like Shang-Chi, are going to be more side roles. Doctor Strange is probably going to be more of a main role. But it's like, how are you going to juggle all these storylines in one fucking Avengers movie? Give these shits some more breathing room. Give them another movie between. Give them a couple more crossovers before we get to the fucking climax, so we can establish relationships with these characters. We can understand where they are in the world. We have no faces. I think Shang-Chi would be a great face to the franchise. I think Doctor Strange is an easy choice. Spider-Man is an easy choice. Captain Marvel would have been, but I feel like a lot of her popularity has died down. I never liked her, so I really don't give a fuck. I like Miss Marvel better. Honestly. That was a pretty good show. I like that. But it's like there's no direction. Not only is there no direction with the story and the cohesion, but like I said, no faces. And who is driving the story right now? Previously, the story was driven by Cap and Iron Man. If you couldn't bank on nothing else driving the story, you knew in that next Cap movie, you knew in that next Avengers, it was going to drive the story. You knew they were going to be a pivotal role in what was going to be happening next. Right now, I have no clue who's truly relevant. I have no face for where the story is going, or any character arcs, or any ideas of how these characters are going to mesh together, or okay, the storyline is kind of going to center around what Doctor Strange is doing. We don't know that. I do remember hearing something like that, but like we've seen no follow-up on that, so that's meaningless. Them just saying, hey, Doctor Strange is gonna be like the big push for how the multiverse shit all becomes insane. I haven't seen that yet. I haven't seen Doctor Strange do anything that makes me believe the multiverse is in jeopardy or anything of that nature, other than what he did in his own movie, but we have no repercussions of that appearing yet. We have not seen, or I don't even know if we've heard mention of him since Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. So, like I said, there is no driving force. There is no, okay, I know when I go see this Marvel's movie, this is gonna push the plot, because I know when it comes to Captain Marvel, she got some shit going on. Now I don't know that. I honestly feel like this Marvel's movie is gonna be some side shit, just like Doctor Strange felt like some side shit, just like Shang-Chi felt like some side shit. Nothing feels like it's important. The only one that felt important, honestly, was Spider-Man. That's the only movie that has actually felt important thus far. You could say Eternals, but like we still haven't seen the repercussions of that echoed anywhere else. We still haven't seen the repercussions of Doctor Strange, like I've said plenty of times, anywhere else. We have yet to actually see any of these things come to fruition. We're talking about all of these things. We're talking about how, okay, we're building up to the multiverse. We're building up to Kang. We're trying to show you that Kang is this ruthless conqueror. He's that guy. Kang is 0-2. Think about that. You cannot hype up a villain to me, make me believe a villain is a threat, and their starting record for the season is 0-2. You're trying to tell me, oh, the Lakers about to be crazy this season. Oh, Kansas City about to go dumb. And they start 0-2. Now you could say it's a bit different with a sports team because they could go on a run after that. Sports is different, right? But when it comes to movies, when it comes to a villain that I'm supposed to actually think is a threat, you know in the end the villain is going to lose. It's not like sports where it's all in the air. We know at the end of it all, Kang is going to fucking lose. So if he's going to lose at the very end, why are we making him lose in the beginning? The Marvel formula is becoming way too formulaic, and I never used to complain about that until I saw Ant-Man and Quantumania. Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. Dumb, weak movie. It was pretty weak in my opinion. I don't want to say anything crazy because I do want to make movies, and I'm not trying to disrespect anybody, but Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania was not good. And the biggest problem with the movie was the fact that they made Kang the villain, in my opinion. It could have been just a cool romp, generic Ant-Man action movie. I'm not looking for fucking cinema, as Martin Scorsese would say, when I'm going to see Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. But if you're trying to hype up the main villain of the upcoming saga, you don't do that by having them be defeated by ants. You don't do that by having Sylvie kill them. Well, he who remains wasn't really Kang. He wasn't really a villain. Regardless, Kang is 0-2. If we saw Thanos show up in Avengers 1 at the end, which he's in the post credits, but let's say he actually walked on screen and Iron Man blasted his head off in one blast. And then later on in Guardians of the Galaxy, we saw Rocket Raccoon kill Thanos. Right, I fuck with Rocky, he's my favorite, but let's just bare hands. We saw bare hands Rocket Raccoon murder Thanos. Would anybody think Thanos was a threat by the time we got to Infinity War? Answer that question for me. If that was the build up to Thanos, would anybody think he was a threat? What we saw Thanos do before Infinity War wasn't much, but we saw him kill niggas. We saw him pressing up on niggas. Ronan pulled up on that nigga trying to be, I forgot what he said. I think he was trying to demand some shit from Thanos. That nigga Thanos spun around in the chair and said, what the fuck he say? Some shit like, he called that nigga boy on some hard shit. I forgot what he said though. I used to have that shit memorized, but he said something like, oh fuck, I forgot. I did forget, but he calls Ronan a boy in a very harsh tone. And if Ronan was of my skin complexion, I would have thought Thanos was racist. The way he said boy, that shit came out so hard. I was like, damn, nigga. Ronan, you just gonna let that nigga press up on you like that? He did though. He a bitch. Ronan's a bitch. But that's what I'm saying. If that's not how we saw Thanos before Infinity War, we would have thought Thanos was a bitch. And that's why I think Kang is a bitch. Because Kang has lost 2 times. But you're trying to tell me he's dangerous. How is he dangerous if he's lost twice already? Let alone one of his L's being to Ant-Man. Ant-Man. I'm not talking about Captain Marvel. I ain't talking about he took an L to Hulk or Thor or Scarlet. I'm talking about, nigga, street level Ant-Man. Not even Spider-Man. Like, at least Spider-Man, I could have been like, oh yeah, he's a heavy hitter. Like, he's not the strongest nigga, but he's a Marvel heavy hitter character. Okay. Spider-Man don't lose, but Ant-Man? That would have been the perfect time for Marvel to just change the game. If Ant-Man would have just lost at the end of that movie, when I'm telling you that movie would have hit people so much harder, people would have been talking about, yo, you need to see Ant-Man. People would have been like, you have to see it. Even if the movie wasn't the greatest movie ever, the fact that he lost at the end, niggas would have been hyping that shit out the roof. Niggas would have been like, yo, Kang is that nigga. He was getting down with Ant-Man. How the fuck Kang and Ant-Man really getting down? How the fuck, and how does Ant-Man come out on top? Not only does Kang, full powered, lose to ants, he then loses a 1-on-1 fade with Ant-Man. You expect me to believe that when Cap and Iron Man come back in Secret Wars, and if Kang is still the main villain, that he's gonna be banging out with Cap? He ain't banging out with Cap. He's not doing it. Kang is not holding Cap. If we take the tech off of Kang, like they did at the end of Ant-Man, and he gotta bang out with somebody, he's not banging out with nobody. He lost to Ant-Man. Black Widow is banging out with him. Hawkeye's banging out with him. They all fade in that nigga. One-on-ones. Rocket is ones fading that nigga. Quill is fading that nigga in ones. I believe it. You can't tell me he's a threat and have him 0-2 to start. That's not a fucking threat. That is a Saturday morning filler villain of the week villain. That's not a threat. You don't start a threat 0-2, bruh. It's okay to give niggas dubs. It's okay to have the heroes lose at the end of the movie. People are not going to be mad. If it's a good movie, they're not going to be mad. People know you're trying to hype up Kang to be the main villain. They know that. Everybody knows Kang is being planned to be the main villain. So we kind of expected for him to win in Ant-Man. I don't think any. I mean, people expected Ant-Man to win for the fact that it was an Ant-Man movie, but people probably rather Kang win because you're trying to prove him to me. You can't prove him to me by having him lose to fucking Ant-Man. Why didn't you just make MODOK the villain? I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to see a fucking MODOK movie. I don't know why everybody loves MODOK so much. Ever since I was a child and I watched Superhero Squad. I used to fucking hate Superhero Squad. But ever since I watched that shit and I saw that ugly, big-headed bastard flying around with baby legs and baby hands named MODOK, I've been pissed off. That shit changed cause that nigga's dumb as hell. Is the dumbest fucking villain. I don't want to see shit with a fucking MODOK in it. I truly don't. And niggas were really clamoring for MODOK. I remember before he was shown to be in Quantumania, I remember seeing people talking about how much they wanted MODOK in a Marvel movie. I'm like, who the fuck wants to watch MODOK? Y'all niggas gotta think sometimes when y'all ask for these villains. How are they fighting? I want to see niggas get down. Like, I want to watch a superhero movie with a great plot and a great story and some great dialogue, some great character development. But at the end of the movie, I want to see niggas bang out. I want to see a fade. You gotta have a fade at the end of a superhero movie. I don't give a fuck. It don't gotta be an end of the world fade, but somebody gotta be fading. Somebody gotta be they gotta be boxing. Who is boxing MODOK? Nobody. The nigga can't swing shit. He shoots little laser beams out of his... I don't want to watch that. I don't want to see that. I don't care. Niggas are not trying to watch MODOK, dog. I'm sorry. This video is all over the place, but I told y'all it was a rant. So I really don't give a fuck. I'm sure y'all understand what I'm saying. I'm sure for the people out there that just wanted to sit down and listen to somebody talk about all the problems with Marvel, I'm trying to get out some shit that I haven't really heard people saying. I haven't really heard... Well, I don't want to say I haven't heard it. I've heard people say the cohesion. I've heard people say there's a lack of a face. But I don't think I've heard anyone bring up the whole idea that the multiverse just needs to be explained. I'm okay with it. It just needs to be explained. Give me the rules. I don't think I've heard anyone really talking about what the fuck is Kang even doing. How the fuck is Kang even a threat? Like I said, I don't see how any of this multiverse shit ties together. There's no direction. Every movie doesn't need to be a fucking sequel to the next movie, but give me an idea of what's happening. There's all these post-credit scenes for all these movies in Phase 4. All these TV shows. And we have yet to see a single follow-up to any of them other than WandaVision. None of them have been followed up. To my knowledge, none of them have been followed up. None. So it's meaningless. It's just a ton of nothing. A ton of teases for nothing. Thor 4, Love and Thunder, had nothing to do with the multiverse, right? Feels like a filler fucking movie. And I don't want to say everything just has to be about the main storyline, because it doesn't. But make a good movie. Thor 4 feels like filler. A lot of these movies just genuinely feel like filler. They're not doing anything different. They're not pushing the boundaries in any kind of way. I'm not saying I need every movie to be the most subversive shit of all time, but give me something. Give me something. Those first 3 phases, they were formulaic movies, but they gave me something. They gave me something that I'm like, I want to watch that bitch 100 times. And I did for a lot of them. Way more than that. A lot of these newer movies, other than No Way Home and Shang-Chi, I haven't even watched them again yet. And Eternals, I watched that a few times. But other than that, I haven't watched a lot of those movies again. I have not watched Thor again. I watched Doctor Strange like one more time after the first time I saw, or I guess I saw it 3 times, because I think I saw it myself and then with my parents. But yeah, I really want Marvel to succeed. I fucking love Marvel. I love the Marvel universe, man. I'm like the biggest fucking fan. I've been keeping up with the shit since I was like, I don't even fucking know, legit young. I know that. Um, I've seen every fucking movie. I'm gonna watch every movie. I am. And I just want them to be good. I want them to like make me want to watch it. Like get me going to the movie theater again feeling like I'm gonna watch an event every time I go watch a Marvel movie. That's what they lost. Is it lost that event feeling and it started to just feel like filler. Like the only movie to me that feels like an event that's coming up is Fantastic Four. Actually, it's not coming up, but eventually. It's Fantastic Four. That's the only one that I'm like, and we got Wakanda Forever. That's what I mean by a lot of these movies have come out and I forgot about them. I genuinely forgot Wakanda Forever even existed. Genuinely. And I don't really like that movie. I'm gonna be honest with you. I know I'm black, but Wakanda Forever is extremely mid. Not bad. It's just like 5 out of 10. Like just average, just plain average. The action is not really good. It's very slow paced, like more slow. I like slow paced movies, but it doesn't have the character dynamic or the writing that I feel like really makes me appreciate its slow pacing. It's just slow and long. And they kind of made it seem like they needed that much time for that movie. But after watching it, they didn't do anything with all that time. Like, they really didn't do a lot. And the ending fucking sucked. So, it's like, it has no rewatch value. Like, I don't want to rewatch the movie and then get to the end and I'm like, okay, this fight scene sucks, so I'm cutting it off. Like, I'm not doing that. If the fight at the end sucks, I'm probably just not watching the movie anymore. And I'm gonna make some more videos about that. That is off topic, but I just wanted to talk about Marvel today. Get out my thoughts on this whole multiverse saga and what's going on. Keep the multiverse going. Just clean it up. Let me understand what's happening. Give Kang a direction. Give him a fucking dub. God damn. Give these characters some cohesion. Let me hear about the hand and the head sticking out of the planet. Where are the Eternals? Like, give me some follow-ups. Let me see where these characters are. Give me a fucking idea of who's important, who are the faces, who's going to be leading us in these next movies that I need to be like, okay, let me start trying to pay attention and dissect what's happening. Just let me know, nigga. Help me. I'm trying to enjoy it. I'm trying to get into it. Help me, nigga. Love y'all, man. I'm going to catch y'all in the next video. Peace.